Hello, RoahmMythril here once again, doing a bit of an updates and announcements video. We're going to be playing some Bomberman 2 in the background. I've always enjoyed the Bomberman series. The first few games in the series I don't think they'd really make for the most compelling full LPs, but they are still good for background material, and they're still super fun. So, let's play some Bomber 2 Man. Okay, updates and announcements. Right, so first topic of conversation is the secret time-sensitive project I've been working on. That's been keeping me super busy for the past couple of weeks, hence the break, but thankfully the project is completely taken care of now. I received final confirmation from the person who requested it from me. They received it, they're happy with the end results. I'm happy with the end results, so it's all good. Now, at their request, they still want to keep the project secret for a while, so I do have to honor that. And so I ask that you please do the same and don't ask about it. The time will come that I can actually say what it was I was working on. It's just not going to be for a little while. So please exercise some patience there. I had a blast working on it. I'm super happy with how it turned out. So yeah, it's all good. At this point I'm playing catch-up with everything I finally have time to work on again. Obviously, first thing I was working on was this updates video. I'm also going to be doing a side update pretty soon. That's probably going to be tomorrow's project. I was going to be working on that today, but then this video took a bit longer to record than I really hoped. That's just the way it goes sometimes. I have also been working on the Who's That Pokemon name blog. 6 new entries are going to be added fairly soon because I have finished up a new team. But I've also been adding some new searchable tags to the previous entries. I'm not quite done with that just yet. I still have, I think, about 9 boxes or so to retag. I've been working on it during the free period at night over the last couple of nights. Because let's face it, 600 plus name entries there, all the image data, that adds up pretty quickly, so I've needed the free period to work on that. But it is coming along pretty nicely, and once that's all done, I'll put a post there talking about all the new tags, and just to let everyone know that it's ready. But I'm adding tags so that you can look at Pokemon by region, box number, whether or not they're shiny, what type they are, all that sort of thing. I figured that would be nice and convenient for viewers that just wanted to look at a select group of my Pokemon. And so of course any new entries are going to have all those tags as well. Organization! So with that out of the way, we are obviously going to be getting back to Battle Network 4 pretty soon here. Probably next week, I would say. And when we do, we're going to be doing the Blue Moon side of the Eagle tourney. I've had a lot of people writing in to warn me about the Woodman scenario, and the inherent glitchiness it has. Yeah, that's infamous enough that I know all about the problems it has. That goes beyond just emulation, even. Capcom essentially just coded it really badly. From what I understand, what's going on there is that they have it to where the game is trying to load more sprites than it should really be able to. For some reason, the original Game Boy Advance could handle that just fine. But for example, if you played the original cartridge on a Nintendo DS that had the GBA slot, you'd have the same problem with it. When you get to the Woodman scenario, if you encounter a virus during it, or if you run into any of the traps that are active during that scenario, it fully locks up the game. Fun times! Fortunately, I'm playing a patched ROM that was actually hex-edited to take care of that problem. Yeah, spoilers, Woodman is going to be the first scenario that we cover when I get back to it. And I'm happy to report after a test run, it works just fine. So, no problem. Now, the patch doesn't fix all of the game's problems. Like, I'm sure you've noticed sometimes when I summon Gutsman, it does still freeze up the game a little bit. Usually only a couple of seconds or so, so it's nothing too terribly bad. It is noticeable, though. But it's something I don't really know that there's anything I can do about it. Now, I've never had Gutsman cause a hard freeze. Aquaman, though, yes, I have had him cause a hard freeze. And I'm not really sure what to do about that. If the person that patched the ROM for me happens to be watching this video and might know of a way to fix that, then please get in touch with me and let me know. It'd be a shame to just have to take those chips out of the folder, but I'm not really sure what else I can do. Oh, those teleporting ghosts, they make me nervous. But so yeah, we'll be getting back to that pretty soon. A lot of people have also been asking what's going to be following Battle Network 4. A lot of that's honestly going to depend on timing. I don't know how much longer Battle Network 4 is going to last, after all. I should hope it's done by October, when of course this year we're going to be doing Silent Hill Shattered Memories. But I have no guarantee of that. After all, I didn't think Battle Network 3 was going to take as long as it did either, but yeah, that took about half a year. So, that is definitely a concern. Now, shorter projects might crop up here and there depending on if I just need a break from Battle Network for a while. So that's always a possibility. Like, for example, if I just need a bit of a break but still feel like working on videos, I might do the Mega Man 7 Fortress Stage Perfect runs. I don't know how much I can call those a break, but, there it is. So shorter projects like that might happen. We'll just see how things go, really. For those that might just be worried that I'm running out of ideas for the channel, oh, I still have plenty of things to work on. No worries there. This channel's going to be going for a good long while. Of course, there's going to be plenty of other Mega Man projects, more Mega Man Fortress Stage Perfect runs. I'm also going to be doing perfect runs for some of the fan games I've enjoyed. I definitely plan to do them for Unlimited and Rock Force at the very least. I'll also probably consider Street Fighter Cross Mega Man. Though I don't really know what I'll do about the hidden bosses there. Because the way they're coded in, that means every time I wanted to even take an attempt at them, I'd pretty much have to replay the entire game and go through the unlocking criteria again, because the password system does not keep track of that. That's kind of annoying, honestly. But it is what it is. So I guess we'll see what happens when I get there. I'd also honestly consider doing perfect runs of Mega Pony, because that is actually a really well-made fan game. I enjoyed that one. So that's a possibility. And while I do enjoy Mega Mari, a no-damage run of that game is far beyond my abilities. There's no way I can do that. A no-deaths run, though, that's something I would definitely consider. So that's something I will probably do in the future, because it is a really fun game, and so I do definitely want to do something with it. A lot of people have also been asking about Mega Man Eternal now that that one's out. I cannot do a blind run of that one because I've actually been playing that one on my own time. I think I started playing it during the extended net outage that I had a while back. I'd pretty much put that game in the same category that I'd put Revolution, to where I feel like the game has a lot of potential, but I don't really think it's there just yet. I know the game has had to be patched a lot due to errors that players have encountered. It had a lot of really rapid-fire patches when it first came out. I'm not sure when the last one was. But I'd really love to see the game reach its full potential, because it does have a lot of really neat ideas behind it. But for example, right now I'm stuck on one of the Wily stages, and the issue I'm having, I'm not really sure if it's a problem with the game or my system. You want to put that on Still Store, Cambot? Is this really supposed to be happening? The conceit of this area is that it's a virtual reality recreation of a bunch of previous Mega Man stages, this part being Plant Man. But what the background does there, as well as the foreground actually, I really don't know if it's supposed to do that. Considering the stage, it's hard to tell if this is Wily's machine malfunctioning, or if this is actually a bug in the game. The problem with this is, due to the way the background and foreground is behaving here, there's no way to tell where the instant death pits are. So, yeah, it happens earlier in the stage too, in part of it that mirrors Gutsman's stage. So, I really don't know if this is just an error on my system, and if so, consider this a bug report, or if this is really part of the game design, and if it is, it's really bad design, because you have no way to tell where the pits are. You don't have a weapon like Bubble Lead that you can throw out to say, oh, okay, there's a pit here, I need to jump. And that's just really bad. Yeah, I really don't know what's going on there. So, let's see, on the non-Mega Man side of things, let's talk horror games for a while, because a lot of people have asked what am I going to do when I run out of Silent Hill titles. At that point, I'm probably going to shift over to Resident Evil, because I do enjoy that series too. People have also asked if I'd consider Dead Rising or Alan Wake. I really love those games, I really do. But they have a lot of commercial music in them, and so I'd worry about having that on YouTube with the kind of strict policies they have as far as copyright infringement at this point. They're very inconsistent about videos they punish and videos they don't. So I would be kind of worried about having those on my channel. Now, if I had streaming capabilities, I would definitely consider that. Unfortunately, my net connection, of course, is not good enough for that, but hey, maybe in the future, if I ever get a better internet connection, I can dream, can't I? Yay for invincibility in bonus worlds! Destroy all the hot air balloon enemies! Yay! And collect yourself for extra lives and fun prizes! So also on the horror side of things, I do still intend to go back and do the other endings of Eternal Darkness. The problem with that project, as well as getting the speed medals and doing the rest of Jumper 3, the problem there is just having time to work on them. Basically, whenever I'm working on a project, it usually ends up taking up all my free time, more or less. Like Battle Network 4, I've been more or less dedicated to it. That's why I had to take a break from it to work on the project I was working on. So things like Jumper 3 extras and Eternal Darkness extras, that's the sort of thing that normally I would work on during my December break. Behind-the-scenes sort of stuff there. But, of course, the past few years, I haven't been able to take a December break, and so that's been an issue. Maybe this year will be kinder, because I also still want to take some time to do some recording science with Pink. But it's just all stuff that I really have not had time to do lately. But I do still fully intend to go back and work on those things. I also do have another title for the GameCube that I'm thinking of doing as a blind run, so I'm going to be keeping that secret for now, of course, just to avoid spoilers. Because, hey, what's the fun of a blind run if you have everything spoiled for you? I do also, of course, still intend to do Spyro 2 and 3, and No Deaths runs of Pikmin 2 and 3. So there's that. I've had a lot of people ask me if I'd consider doing anything Mario or Sonic related. On the Mario side of things, I do have some games there I would definitely consider, possibly Sunshine and the Galaxy games. If I can figure out how I've got my N64 hooked up, I'd also consider doing Mario 64. It's a game that's shown its age, but I still actually find it pretty fun, so I would consider doing that one. Same for games like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. On the Sonic side of things, I do have sort of a short challenge type thing that I was asked to do at some point with Sonic the Hedgehog 2. So that's something that I will probably do at some point when I actually have time to do so. It's another of those things of just figuring out when I have time to work on it and figure it into the schedule, all that sort of thing. I'd also consider doing Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. And, cue controversy, my personal favorite game in the series right now is Sonic Unleashed, so I would definitely consider doing that. I'd love to have an excuse to play through the game again. But I really enjoyed that one. Of course, I plan to do more Zelda games, more Metroid, more Castlevania, so I have lots of plans for the future, so definitely no worries there. Final thing I'd really like to discuss is another project that I have talked about recently, and that would be the Amiibo tournament. I still really want to do that. The problem is just actually finding the Amiibos, of course. I haven't really had much luck with finding any of the ones that I'm missing. My collection has gone up by one thanks to my friend Bandanistan. He sent me an Ike Amiibo, so I at the very least do have that one. But I am still missing Dedede, Meta Knight, Lucario, Rosalina, and Shulk. And of course, since there was such a brief window of time to reserve any of the next wave, I don't have any of those reserved. Ah, fun times. I do wish Nintendo would get their act together about making those available. But so it goes. So honestly, this project, it may have to rely on viewer donations. If anyone wants to actually send in one of the amiibos that I'm missing, if they want to go like on eBay or Amazon, and get one of the ones that I'm missing and send it to me, I would very much appreciate that. So if you'd like to do that, just get in touch with me. My contact information is available on my main site at www.dragonsoftstudio.com. But just be sure and contact me first if you want to do that, just to avoid any conflicts, like if somebody else has already said they want to get me one of them. Just to verify that, there won't be any problems like that. And I would like to offer some incentive as far as donating an amiibo. Something that occurred to me that I kind of want to do as far as the project is I want to name all the amiibos. Since I'm putting the silly esports commentary spin on it, I want to give them silly esports sounding names that have to do with that character. I've only named one of them so far, and that is the Yoshi amiibo. This was a suggestion that came in from Pink, because we're both fans of Medibot and Pokecat and all them, so my Yoshi amiibo is now named Pro Yoko. So, I want to give all of the amiibos names like that. And so, if you would like to donate an amiibo, I would like to give you first crack at naming it. So, for example, if you want to donate a Rosalina amiibo and tell me about it, I will let you name the amiibo. The only stipulation is that the name does have to do something with that character. In the meantime, I am looking for such names for the rest of my amiibo collection. Like I said, Yoshi's the only one at this point that I have named. The only other ones that are currently off limits because they were the results of donations would be Sonic, Mega Man, Pit, Fox, and Ike. But any of the others, they're up for grabs, so if you want to name those amiibos, please leave some suggestions in the comment section. I'd love to see what people can come up with for them. But with that, I think that's pretty much everything I really wanted to cover in this video. So with that, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little run of Bomberman 2, and I shall see you again in the next video. Until then, fare thee well.